Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Our top stories tonight. Online bookings for Omicron booster shots to open tomorrow. 6 people convicted for the Polytechnic University siege 3 years ago. Taiwan hosts midterm polls to elect 11,000 local officials. Starting next month, those who wish can opt for the BioNTech bivalent booster as the alternative fourth dose. Civil Service Minister Ingrid Yang assured the public that the government has no plans to adjust the vaccine pass requirement, Janice Low reports.
The public can receive the bivalent booster or the alternative fourth dose that offers better protection against Omicron subvariants BA.4 and .5 starting from next month. Those aged 12 or above can make an online booking starting 9 a.m. tomorrow. This comes as the first batch, consisting of around 770,000 bivalent vaccines, arrived in the city yesterday.
The bivalent vaccine is only for those who are having their fourth dose. So those who are having their first to third dose, they would not have this choice of bivalent vaccine or the one that we have already been using. So only those who are taking the fourth dose need to choose between the bivalent or the old one.
Citizens aged 50 or above and those with a weaker immune system are strongly recommended to get the Omicron booster. With Christmas and Lunar New Year holidays approaching, many have made plans to travel overseas for the first time amid the pandemic. However, taking to the airwaves this morning, the Civil Service Minister said the vaccination rate among children is not ideal. Yang revealed that some parents are worried of the possible side effects the jabs would lead to. But she urged children to get double jabbed before going on a holiday, as the vaccines protect them from severe illnesses, such as croup, if they contracted the virus. As for another high-risk group, the elderly, the vaccination rate is higher among those living in care homes. Over 90% are double jabbed. Yet, the same does not apply to elderly in the community, particularly those above 80 years old. Only 70% in that age group have received the first dose, but the government will continue to encourage vaccination, Yang said. Janice Low, HKIBC.
6 people have been convicted in the first riot trial involving protesters who were holed up inside Polytechnic University 3 years ago. The defendants, aged 16 to 21 at the time, included 2 students of the university, as well as a secondary student. The prosecution said they had escaped from the campus on November 18, 2019, and got rid of their protest equipment at the nearby Science Museum. Deputy District Judge Colin Wong said their presence had fanned the momentum of protesters in the vicinity and encouraged violent and illegal acts. They have been remanded pending sentencing next month. The Civil Service Minister said the Bureau is still working to update the Civil Service Code that has been in use since 2009. Ingrid Yang aims to submit the amended code to the Union in the first quarter of next year for comments. The updated code will put more emphasis on safeguarding national security and respecting the constitutional order. Yang also revealed that 3,700 civil servants resigned from their jobs last year. 40%, or around 1,000, quit during their 3-year probation. Some of them resigned to migrate overseas, she added. Chief Executive John Lee is on track to exit quarantine tomorrow. The government had revealed on social media that he tested negative for COVID through a RAT kit. He stressed he is in good shape apart from some coughing. Li was diagnosed with the virus on his return from a 4-day duty visit to Thailand. He will complete his mandatory 7-day isolation. Shall he test negative again tomorrow? Macau has given the green light for 6 casino operators to continue running their businesses. Sands China, Wynn Macau, Galaxy Entertainment, MGM China, Macau Resorts, and SGM Holdings have all been granted new 10-year licenses. Originally seen as a routine procedure, the license applications took an unexpected twist in September when Genting Group entered the bidding war. But the Malaysian gaming firm lost out, and authorities said it came back last in the points system, but did not elaborate. The winners have been ordered to ensure stable employment and develop non-gaming revenue in the world's largest casino hub. Taiwan held its midterm polls today to elect over 11,000 officials at city and county levels. Citizens also voted on a referendum to lower the voting age from 20 to 18 years.
Braving adverse weather, millions of people headed to the polls across Taiwan to cast their ballots in the island's midterm elections. Dubbed as 9-in-1 polls, voting kicked off at 8 a.m. this morning to elect both city and county level officials. Citizens will also decide on a referendum to lower the voting age from 20 to 18 years, as more Taiwanese youngsters are taking an active interest in politics. Held every 4 years, this is a time when over 19 million eligible voters will elect officials to fill 11,000 positions, which vary from local councillors and county chiefs to city mayors. However, people infected with COVID have been advised to stay home and will risk a $64,700 fine or a 2-year prison sentence if they break mandatory quarantine to vote in person at a polling station. About 65,000 eligible voters are expected to be left out due to this. Speaking prior to casting his vote, incumbent Taipei Mayor Chloe Feng of the Taiwan People's Party asked the voters to make rational judgments. Taiwanese leader Tsai Ing-wen of the Pro-Independence Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, also cast her ballot in New Taipei City, once again appealing to the people to take part in the election. Tsai, who defeated her main rival Han Kuo-yu of the Beijing-friendly Kuomintang, or KMT, in 2020 by a landslide, is serving her last term in office. She will need to make way for a new leader after her second term ends in 2024, having held office for 2 consecutive terms. Tsai's DPP colleague Chen Shizhong is a candidate in the Taipei mayoral race, among other hopefuls. Another contestant in the same race is Chen Wan-an of the KMT, who claims to be the great-grandson of former Taiwan leader Chiang Kai-shek. Non-affiliated independent Vivian Huang is also eyeing the role of Taipei mayor. They earlier spent the final week in a packed campaign schedule. Incumbent mayors Lu Xiuyan of Taichung and Chen Qimai of Kaohsiung City were also seen casting their ballots. The elections come at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions following U.S. Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to the island. Washington and Beijing will monitor the results closely. But the Taiwanese government earlier said that there is less mainland influence on the midterms this time.
It is also possible that China is being very busy in dealing with its own domestic problems. You mentioned about COVID policy. It is causing lots of problems inside China, and we have been observing that very closely.
Polling stations closed at 4 p.m., while early results are expected by tonight.
Overseas is that time of the year when Americans splash out on deals in the annual Black Friday sale. But many consumers are holding back on purchases because of inflation, while there is extra headache for e-commerce giant Amazon. Raymond Yang reports.
forget inflation, at least on Black Friday. Americans across the country came out in droves for the first major shopping weekend of the peak season. Unlike the past 2 years, when COVID wreaked havoc, the scenes more or less resembled the old times this year.
It is nice to be out again and doing this because for the last few years, people have been inside for the holidays. So to be able to get out and shop and see people face to face in the flesh has been really nice.
While 2/3 of Americans admitted they may have to tighten their purse strings amid staggering inflation, surveys still predicted an average spending of $800 for each shopper. Analysts argued that with households having to spend more on food, rent, and other basic necessities, the desire to hunt for bargains is even stronger. So much so that hundreds braved wind chills and lined up outside a mall in Minneapolis before dawn, hoping to get their hands on limited deals. But many more consumers are waiting on the sidelines as they become more selective in what they buy and opt for cheaper alternatives. While Amazon is expected to reap in bumper sales to the tune of billions of dollars, the e-commerce giant made headlines for the wrong reasons this year. Workers at its warehouse in Missouri walked off their jobs to demand better pay and conditions. They were joined by their counterparts in the United Kingdom, as well as Germany. Unions have long accused the global firm of mistreating its workers and disregarding their rights. Raymond Yang, HKIBC.
On to the weather now, staying cloudy with rain patches tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 23 and 25 degrees. Humid with sunny periods early next week. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Saturday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Thanks for watching. Good night.